Ladies and Germans, how you guys all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we promised you some more League play, and here it is on Pegasus Bridge, a map we don't see very often. We have ourselves
Yeah,
a real banger of a match, don't we, Rang? Who do we
yeah.
have?
It's a right top match, and on the left hand side we have ourselves Fussel as the second French armored division, and on the right hand side we have Lord, but I'm just gonna call him Lord, as the 716th Infantry Division.
Now, taking a quick look at this already, it seems like the Lord has kind of forgotten that his kingdom has another flank.
Yeah, I'm probably just supplying all on one side. At the same time, his other flank is only really like one road. So
That is true, I
yeah,
suppose.
I know we'll see later on in the deployment, but it's a lot of infantry, which is to make sense considering he's playing 716, which is extremely infantry heavy.
But therein lies the problem, isn't it? I mean, the second Blinde comes out with a real aggressive punch.
Yeah, we got
And
like the Stuart and the half tracks and whatnot.
that is very true. Now, the thing I guess I'm a little concerned about, 716th, not exactly known for their anti-tank, especially early. So, does that mean that the second Blinde does all their work early and then fades as time goes on, or what?
Yeah, essentially, it's gonna be about Lord being able to make a good punch through early on. Fussel does have, he has the Panzer, the bloody Charby run, which is actually gonna be pretty good because all of Fussel's late early armor is pretty much Stuarts and whatnot. Can get a Wolverine, but we're not gonna be seeing that. So, and also you got the like the decent cheap pack guns. I forgot what number of pack gun is, but it's pretty cheap and pretty decent. And that's gonna be a pretty good counter as well. But it's all be about just Fussel making a good punch through. He's, going pretty split up, just pretty much some infantry all over, with a just one Stuart in the middle, as well as quite a few half tracks and machine gun jeeps. And yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tough, I'd say, on this map because this is, I mean, like northern side is a bit more open, of course, while like the middle and south is pretty much kind of like hedgerow hell. But once Fussel can break through this like 50% dividing line, that's where it gets pretty nice, where it gets out into the open and where his Wolverines kind of frolic around in the fields.
That seems fair, but I think, is it the Pack 36?
37, 38, 39, one of those numbers.
Oh, the door knockers, right?
Yeah, the door knocker variants, exactly. Before they made the proper run, the Pack 40.
Indeed. Indeed. No, we are going to see, by the way, B2 Flampans are coming over from the Germans on this. So that Stuart actually, I think, has a lot to worry about.
Yeah, that is the interesting choice taking the Flampanzer model early on. So, it's going to be good because, flamethrowers in a town. But the 105 cannon, I'd say, is a much better investment overall, especially early on. Because, it can't kill a Stuart, but damn right it can scare the hell out of it.
The thing's kind of funny for me is that neither player is going full aggressive with their infantry. We see machine guns on both sides.
Yeah.
Which is,
yeah.
I mean, you don't run machine guns unless you plan to just kind of hold the ground instead of really pushing forward on it.
Yeah, for 716th, I mean, you can't see like the
that
MG34s and whatnot, but yeah, for Fussel, I think he's probably just got, I'm gonna guess the M1919, so he's got the 50 cal ones, which
yeah,
definitely gonna be a good counter because there's not much heavy armor you have to worry about. So those 50 cals are almost kind of like anti-tank guns in a sense. Kind of, except for
37s.
Like, yeah, B2.
47 mil, by the way.
Oh, that thing, 37. Okay, so still,
For what it's worth, I can never remember which one that is until literally it comes out. I just know that does nothing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's all right. It's low. It's 1 point worse AP rise than a Pack 38, but for the price you can't really go too wrong for it. I mean, Germans with all the bloody anti-tank guns.
That is true. Now, this little farmhouse here is actually a perfect setup, I would say, for the Germans. I mean, it's a little bit of a horseshoe, so it will take fire from a couple different angles here. But that's a beautiful shot right down the road.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the B2 is getting himself right up and into that action, so...
And it's gonna be deadly. Definitely deadly. I mean, if that B2 can get in close, the flamethrower is just gonna pretty much melt Fussel's infantry. But also, you know, they got the command Stuart yeah too, and he's gonna be being brought up. So this is gonna be risky business right here.
That is true, but folks, don't you worry. There's no Tom Cruise in the replay today. Now we are gonna see the first of the artillery pieces coming out, including a Lorraine.
Oh, if it's gonna be raining down, and that's probably a pretty good early call-in. I mean, it does drop pretty big booms. You can only get like one per card in a phase, so it's pretty bad card efficiency rise. But you know, it's sort of matchup on this map. It's definitely gonna be a good choice.
And some air power coming on in already, that Spitfire, but its tracks and wheels are destroyed on the B2. Shoot him! Shoot him now!
Oh, but he's trying to flamethrower array the M3. I believe that was a direct fire order, just to try and, you know, hit it around the corner, essentially. But this town fight is really just kind of stagnated a bit. You got the MG34, you know, holding its ground, and also got Panzerschreck. That Panzerschreck could actually kill the Stuart, actually. Yeah, there we go! Damn! Damn, that's a...
Which means that B2 is going to have a field day for a while until, of course, this 6-pounder comes on in.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the barest, slimmest little sightline through there. He's just barely not being allowed to shoot just yet.
Yeah. And down south, I mean, it's pretty quiet on the flanks. It's really all just coming down to its town fight. And town fight is going to be pretty costly for Fussel once again. French, you don't get that much infantry. Where a Lord can just, I mean, you know, once being C phase, we got the Italian troopers coming in, and they're pretty good. And there's quite a lot of them too. So that's gonna be a tough thing that Fussel will have to try and deal with.
That is true. Now, we do see an LEFH 1419 coming on in, and it's going to try to put shots out to go after that 57 mil. But the transmission's dead, and the tracks have been destroyed. And really, if they want to take out that tank, all they have to do is walk up to it.
Yeah, it's a pillbox at this point, a pillbox or a flamethrower.
But a 2-shot combo comes on down and takes out the anti-tank gun, and there comes a surrender. I'm sure.
Half track. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Bastard.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You got to have your leader units nearby. Yeah, he was a little bit far away, but you know, half track does end up getting killed.
Unfortunately. Shrek, in the meantime, does have some fun, takes another vehicle, and both the Lorraine and that field cannon are going to just completely shred the center part of the French defense here.
Yeah, and what's he doing with the Opal Blades? I guess he's bringing it up to repair.
And takes out another one. Oh my god. The humanity.
Oh, the chain reaction, yeah. I would not want to be an Austrooper squad. That's a terrible way to go. But, yeah. Yeah, this artillery is just pounding away, and there's not really much Fussel can do about it early on. It doesn't have much artillery, really, till B phase, where he can get, like, some Priest or some mortar half-tracks. So he's just going to have to buckle under the pressure here, as these big guns put down some big shots.
Now, we do have a mortar coming on in, but of course the mortar is, how do you say?
It's petite.
Merde.
Merde petite?
Merde grosse, to put a couple of different languages together. Oh my gosh. But no, okay. In the meantime, also more infantry coming down to the south, as well as a 39H. So we have a nice little hippy-dippy French tank coming on in to have some fun with his former comrades.
Yeah. And, yeah, really, I think Fussel will need to be putting some more pressure on the flanks. Like, his southern flank is really ripe for the taking. And he doesn't have, you know, doesn't have much mobility here. He has, like, a spy troop coming through, but, you know, a Stuart down here, a Greyhound, something aggressive that could punch through. It should be the place to do it.
I don't think he's going to get that chance, though. Not anymore.
We got another B2 this time, the 75mm cannon for Aaron being brought in the middle, and a bunch of infantry. So I think in this town is going to be turning red pretty shortly. Yeah, Fussel doesn't really have much being brought in. I mean, he has that one mortar, but that's just it's going to get counter-batteried. And all of Fussel's infantry is pretty much just pinned down at this point.
Now, we are going to get that Greyhound coming in, but he's coming to the north.
Okay.
Not doing a whole lot to the south, and I don't agree with that. I mean, that is a pop gun with the 37, but that's still a dangerous pop gun.
Yeah, it's a fast pop gun too. I mean, there's a famous story going around, or was going around, yeah, famous story at like a Greyhound man's kill a king tiger actually during the Second War.
Really?
Which,
Actually, I was referring to the 47 mil anti-tank
oh,
gun, but that's
okay.
totally fair too. I actually had not heard that story. Do
Yeah.
tell.
But no, just, I don't know, Greyhound flanked king tiger and killed it, supposedly.
That's a hell of a story, folks. If you wanted to tell a story, you tell it like Ranger. Shifting to the point. But in the meantime, we're gonna see Wolverine. Is that a Wolverine down to the south?
Yeah. You can get Wolverines in A-phase.
That's true, but they're super, super rare, are they not?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the map. It's probably going to be a very good choice down south, and in general, because no real armor you have to fight against versus Lord's army. But yeah, if he can, use that thing down south, kill the Panzer 39, and get maybe an infantry in it or two to help break through, that's going to be a great amount of ground that Fussel can take. But Lord is going to be taking the town now, bringing in more infantry, and yeah, Fussel's just going to be forced to retreat essentially. Can't deal with that much Ostrupen.
That is true. Now, one thing we do actually want to make a quick call out about is that since that Opal Blitz went down, and since that was a Phase A Opal Blitz, I don't think we're going to see another Opal Blitz until probably Phase C. I don't really seem. I don't know. I'm not sure that Lord's going to go and start dropping in a couple extra Opal Blitz trucks.
You can get a lot of the M&A phase for 7/16.
Ooh, you're right. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. I apologize. Good call. I always think that this is one of the ones where it's like, okay, you get to have like
the tank divisions that have like
yeah,
really low. I understand. But we've got 2 tanks up north, literally right next to each other. Gonna be having a bit of a firefight with the Greyhound. It's funny.
Oh, that can't go wrong.
I know that 39 could literally take cover behind the Somi. That's how tiny it is.
Well, Penny's got some great shooting too. Good gosh, picking off a little bit of recon squad there, and it appears I was wrong. That 47 mil did not do anything, just died immediately.
Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing, I have to say. I mean, the mortar probably helped out a bit, but it's really going to come down to the BEF Panzer and the Panzer 39 up north. Whether Fussel can make any more ground. He is actually bringing a Wolverine up north, so that's gonna solve that issue. And this is exactly what Fussel needs to be doing: play heavy on the flanks, bring in the big guns, yeah, and try to encircle it. It's gonna lose this town, but if he can just go around the town, yeah, that works too. And Fussel is getting that important +1 point advantage.
That's true. That's something we haven't touched on just yet. It is 5:15 to nothing, which, guys, means it is margarita clock somewhere. Horrible jokes. I have no idea why you laugh at them sometimes, but I always appreciate it.
No problem.
And yeah, no, I mean, we're coming up to Phase B right about now, so what happens then?
Well, Lord can get more infantry and more anti-tank weaponry, essentially. And Fussel can get some Shermans and some infantry, some like sappers in the town, which should definitely help out the bazooka satchel charge combo troops. But yeah, that's really it when it comes to Phase B. Neither side is really too crazy. Lord's just artillery park and flak 88s galore. Yeah, flak 88s galore, essentially.
Now, I do like my bloodthirst thinking down to the south was 39 H is coming on forward and just like attack. But no, he sits him in a great position. A great position. B2 in the meantime, he's the vicious one. He's coming on in. He's trying to find that mortar.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna be disappointed here, but that 81 mil is not gonna hit him either. So.
And you got that one command squad there. Does have the bazooka, so he could actually, yeah, he could sneak up and get a bazooka shot on that B2. Just enough cover to get within range.
True. That's true. Yeah, the sight range is less than 200 meters. That's good. But an unlucky shot could find him pinned down, and that could be not so bueno.
Exactly. You got some more infantry being brought in from Fussel. Oh yeah, sappers. That's a good call in. Those are going to help out quite a lot in this town fight. But it's still going to be, I mean, 7/16 just has infantry in spades, and it's not going to be, advisable to engage in that meat grinder.
That's true, but the sappers can do what they need to do first, i.e. take out that castle that's right in the way. Which they will do.
Yeah.
Quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a defensive tank that you should put on a line. Like a very long line that spans an entire country. Yeah.
The Maggie line.
The Maggie line, yeah, the Maggie line. Yeah. That's the name of it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe not, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Indeed. Infantry to the north gets kind of thrown into disarray. The Italian Fuvilega coming under fire from the 12-7s and the M10 and the M8s, and it's just not going to be pretty. The Germans, I think, are going to fall apart in the north as their would-be tanks are getting thrust back. And
this is exactly what Fussel needs, essentially. If he can make his big breakthrough up north, that's really going to relieve some pressure off the town. And it's pretty easy to counter 7/16. Well, maybe not so much for Fussel's deck. I mean, the only real heavy anti-tank weaponry he has to deal with is, like, 88 mils, Pack 40s, Pack 43s, which can all easily be countered with some good old artillery. So, just as long as he, you know, gets a priest later on, he can pretty much counter every single one of Lord's potential anti-tank threats. And if he can keep Lord's anti-tank threats in check, yeah, there's nothing that Lord can do, as Fussel can just drive around with Wolverines and Greyhounds like no care in the road.
Now, I'm a little bit confused. You look at the Flak 41 that's got brought in. That guy is a teensy bit far forwards.
Oh yeah, that's some CQC deployment, right? Yeah.
I mean, Rommel would be proud, but I'm not sure it's a really great idea here.
Yeah, especially considering it's in such a tight spot. You could say, I mean, he's going to slowly turn around his turret. Never mind, try over the Nreve. Well, this Nreve you get close, that Flag 41 is not going to be in for a good time. Maybe, I don't know, the Flag 41 does have a lot of HP.
But he eschews any kind of assault. Oh, wait, Henkel coming in. I missed the Henkel.
He didn't
Gun
do
run.
much.
Oh, man, he didn't fire his main cannon. What the heck, guys?
That is the life of Henkel.
Hans, is das too?
Yeah.
Turn around.
Oh, he's coming around
Hit them both.
Round number 2. 37mm cannon electric
and he's going after a freaking Jeep instead.
Oh, well.
He can't see the north anymore. This is the biggest waste of ammunition ever.
I guess he lost sight of the
the
tank, so he just thought, you know, might as well try to get my money's worth from it at least.
The money's worth. Okay, I think those shells cost more than the Jeep did.
Yeah, you may be true on that one. Yeah. That's.
That's depressing.
Yeah, but the same with the Flag 41 going down. It ended up getting surrendered. Which is why you don't deploy a Flag 41 in close quarters fighting.
At least not without some attendant infantry or something.
Yeah, exactly. And down south, Fussel could make a pretty good breakthrough. Doesn't have the forces to do that. But, you know, just looking at the God view that we have, it's just us troop and grenadiers. So you have more to run, which is, you know, pretty good. Just a mobile Pack 40 essentially. But still, you can easily counter that with some good old artillery. And you do have that mortar hard track in mid, which is going to be some good old artillery.
That's kind of funny. I mean, you said about, of course we have the God view, but I feel like once he had taken out both those tanks to the south, the light French variants, he really could have been a little more aggressive. He has to know that Lords doesn't have many infantry anti-tank. We've seen a lot of the Freiwillige up to the north.
And in the open ground, on an area like this, infantry anti-tank is pretty much bug raw. I'm guessing he didn't do the assault because he didn't have any infantry, like half-track vehicles or whatnot, to lead the attack. I mean, it's nice to attack when you have it, but when all you have is a single Wolverine, you kind of want to be a bit more passive and keep her back. But at the same time, Fussel, he's on a rolling +2.
That is true. So we're approaching 4 minutes out from Phase C, and up almost 1,000 tickets already. This B2 is continuing to be a pain. Wow, he actually goes and wounds the shooter from that from the M10.
You know it's bad
when
you're
kills him.
You know it's bad when you're being flanked by a B2. Just saying.
Now, is it really fair to say he's being flanked by the B2 when he kind of flanked himself?
Okay, good point. That's yeah. But the
and
B2...
Spitfire claims his second kill.
No.
Holy God.
Was that the Spitfire or was that the Greyhound?
No, that was a Spitfire. He also killed one of the...
Holy crap, you're right. No.
He also killed the, oh my gosh, one of the P-39s to the south.
No, I think I might have been the Greyhound, to be honest. Yeah, it had to be the Greyhound.
Why?
Because no Raider Spitfire can penetrate her armor.
Ah, but the hidden HP. Mm-hmm.
Okay, oh, good point. Actually, because it has been battered a lot, you're alright. We'll just have to leave it to the kill board.
And, well, we're seeing some 20 mils being brought on in. That's not going to do a whole lot, but that's a desperation move, I feel like, already. I think the Lords is kind of reeling. He's been taking a couple of rough shots to the jaw here.
He still has the town under his control, kind of, which is pretty good, but here comes, you know, the French mechanized armor. The half-tracks is going to pin everything down, the sappers too. And now the Stuart with some actual tank support. It's going to be pretty good. This Panda Strikeo is going to get in, and that's going to be some lovely angle of attack. If he can knock out that Stuart and the half-track, he can stop this assault for now. And that seems to be the case.
True, but the Stuart just scampers out just in time. Ammo storage, I mean, yeah, that's nice, but kind of a whoop-de-doo moment.
I like how he maneuvered the Panda Strike back immediately, not just letting it sit in the open. And then lets it reload, pulls it back up. That's how you Panda Strike play, people. Just that bit of extra micro keeps it alive.
Very true. Now, are they going to get that second round off, though? No, he's not even shooting at them. He's shooting at the Nueve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not so good. And the Flak Verkelins, literally on top of each other. I mean, that's 8 20mm cannons, which is, you know, that's a lot of Dakar when you put it like that, but not the right type of Dakar that he needs at the moment.
Yeah, even more embarrassing when a half-track and a mortar stress you out enough that you can't do anything anymore.
Yep, and Fussel is going to be taking back his town, essentially. And he still has pretty good control over the north, lost a little bit of that ground, but it's not really much Lord can really do on this northern flank. It's bringing a B2, but that's just, you know, not really the type of vehicle he needs at the moment.
What type of vehicle does he need, Brian?
He needs an anti-tank vehicle, probably like a mortar run. That'd probably be a pretty good counter against Wolverines and whatnot. The B2 is much more on this map and against this matchup, much more at home in like his town firefight, essentially.
Well, I would say we could find a Martyr 1 down to the south, but in truth, and I just took a picture of this, I have to admit, he's just a burning Hulk at this point.
Oh, yep, he's Ripperoonie, right, yeah.
Always so sad to watch such a brave vehicle die like that. But the Lorraine and the LAFH are getting a lot more rounds coming on in, which means that artillery blanket should be coming back up and being more effective. You know, we talked about the 7/16th really doubling down on that artillery, and they haven't really done that, have they?
Yeah, it's only been at Run Lorraine in 1419, and it's really down to that artillery. So that's he really needs to start getting some, you know, some Run 05, some Order Rains, maybe some what's it called, like Earth Ramming things. Sherman does go down to the B1 in the middle, which is actually a pretty damn good kill.
Now the question is, can the anti-air keep that Tankle safe?
Come on.
And it's close. Oh, he forced them off just in time.
Yeah, that Heinkel is just like on hopes and dreams getting out of here. Just fumes in the engines.
On a wing and a prayer, I believe the phrase is, right?
Exactly. He's living on a prayer too.
But Bon Jovi aside, a new rush of infantry coming on in. I don't know if this is going to be enough to stabilize, but we have a massive injection of manpower.
That's a lot of Italians. And some pioneers, I believe. I think it might be all Italians. But that's a lot of manpower, but it's still a lot of vehicles in that town that he has to deal with. They do have Panzerfaust, but, you know, it's still quite a bit of vehicles. We've got the mortar half-track, the 81mm mortar, the priest, and, you know, all Fussel needs is artillery to keep Lord back, as it's all just soft targets in Lord's army.
That is true, and every single time we say Lord's army, it feels so religious to me. But
yeah.
Panzerschreck squad, the brace of Panzerschreck squads that came on in, claiming both a half-track and that M8, so you have to commend Lord's Shrek play.
Yeah, it's damn good Shrek play. It's, you know, good micro and pretty much Panzerschrecks in this sort of situation where you can sneak him around buildings. They're fantastic.
That is true.
You can just get him into lovely spots, as we've been seeing so far in this match.
Very, very accurate. And while the 5 squads deploy in the center part of the map, we see another 5 to the north, and I feel like Lords is going to be tapped for infantry if he deploys this aggressively.
Yeah, and it's just his problem is the armor, and infantry in an open field isn't a good counter against armor.
Who knew? Who knew? Never would have thought that myself.
I know. Yeah, it's bonkers. I figured it out after playing this game for 4 months. I shouldn't send infantry in open ground against a tank.
Now watch this 112-7 and this M10 stall this entire attack to the north. Pioneers and Freiwillige are going to get stalled by this.
Yeah, that 50 cal is just having an absolute field day with that turkey shoot.
2, oh my god, he's going to stress every single one of these squads out.
And look at this Wolverine. Oh, you don't bunch up like that, bud. You don't bunch up like that. Come on.
If he might get lucky at the weight of fire to stress him out.
Yeah.
And there goes the B2.
Oh, that 50 cal is just, he's so close to stunning them all up, but it's too many targets. You can't keep them all pinned down.
It's like going duck hunting and finding out that there's the flocks of ducks are too big. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure. That metaphor got away from me. I'm sorry.
It's like when I play Company of Heroes 2 and they got a really good lockdown of an MG34 squad. I don't bother around flanking. I just send in a bunch of penal squads and hope for the best.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Just grip them with, they can get the flamethrowers, I believe. So you just, get like 5 squads of them, hope for the best. Best ready to go.
I will admit they've gotten nerfed in the most recent winter balance patch, so penals are not anywhere near as good as they were before, but they're still pretty hefty.
Yeah. I always like using criminals as my frontline units.
The Russians were very accepting about who they sent to die. It was pretty nice of them. They're very progressive.
Yeah, you're pretty much right on. You're right on that one.
I mean, geez, the Americans, on the other hand, no. We only want to... actually, I can't say that. This is a family stream. In any case, another Flak 41 up to the north, and I believe, the tank is gone, which means that there is nothing to stop this madhouse.
Yeah.
Another B2 being brought on in.
Well, it's the only, proper tank quotation marks that he can actually bring up. Still, mortar runs would probably be a better bet, as they actually have a good anti-tank weapon. But, well, the B2s will just have to do.
Yeah. I don't know how well that's going to work.
Yeah, we got, in the middle, southern side, this Sherman blob is, good luck with that.
It begins to grow, that is for sure. Now, interestingly, we still see Osttruppen from the beginning of the map. We haven't seen any combat whatsoever. They fired off a couple of rounds. It might have been practice, though. And that's it. They've done nothing else.
Yeah, it's been defending that, northern road part, essentially. And even, in the, southern side, it's pretty quiet, yeah. But, yeah, Lord just... Problem with 7/16 is they're really, really, really slow deck. It's so hard to take back ground at your loss because you have to do it by foot, one hedgerow at a time, and because everything is so soft, it's all soft targets, it's all 88s, Pack 43s. They're so easily countered by just some artillery and some good fire support vehicles, and the Lord just can't get the AT weapons in position, and Fussel just has a good tank blob. Good tank force. Yeah, it can't be matched.
So I'm going to watch this B1 assault coming on in after that. I suggest we probably go for speed 2 here.
Sure.
M10 might go down. Killed.
There we go.
And he's going to go make a machine gun run over on this M8 with a Spahis.
No.
And he's going to die in a second.
Run away. Just get the kill and run away. Don't brag and gloat about it.
Well, about that bragging.
And gloating, he's dead.
Very, very dead. All right, how about at 50? We go to ×2.
Sure.
Another B2 going to go down in a second. ×2. And there goes a second B2. At least it doesn't kill the Osttruppen by
Yeah,
mistake.
almost crashed into the Greyhound, but, you know, just a little bit off, yeah. He could have killed it, maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, this is when you know your anti-air is worthless, when you have a 88 mil getting strafed and stunned up by 3 Spitfires.
Yeah, that's not good at all. No, that's not good.
It's just embarrassing, man.
We got bomber plane, just regular old Messerschmitt. Not really going to be enough. And it really just came down to the armor and half-track play for Fussel this match.
Man, I always forget how fast those ME-109s can be.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, at his speed, they're going at, like, what, 1,100 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, but I mean, even in game, you just saw that range expand like crazy. But we are going to see, as you called it before, a King Meat coming on out. This half-track is just hunkering down right by the spawn for Lords. And I feel like, yep,
yeah,
it's a +3, so I'm thinking that Lords might be abdicating pretty darn fast.
Yeah, he's going to tap out at his point. There's not much he can even do. And it's the good thing that Fussel managed to keep like all his units alive, most of his units alive throughout the match, and just, you know, managed to build up just that force, that blob, essentially. Once again, you know, pretty dumb sending all the infantry in an open field, bunched up to try to kill a tank.
But hey, you know what? If it works for you, it works for you, right?
Yeah.
Now, I am surprised, at least personally, that I know the BZA, the M7, has been out in the field the entire time. Oh my god, that brave final MB-109. I know that M7 has fired off half of its HE, but I haven't really seen it do anything. I don't know what's going on.
He's just been, you know, the silent killer out back. You know, get a few kills here and there, you know, a few stun ups, but yeah. You're right. I haven't really seen it or paid much attention to it, so I'll see how its KD thing is after the match.
Well, there's one brave Freiwilliger squad that claims an entire squad by himself with a Panzerfaust and then holds up the entire French attack for a good 90 seconds. Not that his brave sacrifice will mean anything, but, you know,
and
glass half full.
That will be a good game.
Indeed. So Pegasus Bridge, guys, and wow, look at that KD. That's brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. Most of that's probably towards the end too, and I want to see if that Spitfire killed that plane or tank.
Spitfire killed a 39H.
Yep.
And
oh no, it's a Greyhound.
It was? Wait.
Yeah, Colliard.
Oh, Colliard. Okay. Oh.
But it did kill the 39, so it can kill a tank. You are correct on that because of the whole hidden HP thing.
But no massive standouts. I mean, we have a couple of guys here getting themselves almost acing units here, but
yeah, nothing new, nothing crazy really.
No, not at all. Just a lot of death.
A lot of death all around, and yeah, Lord just he needed to get his anti-tank play, you know, some mortar runs, pack 40s, just to try and cut off the French armor. You know, knock out the armor. He's pretty much had an advantage at that point.
Seems fair. So any other final pearls of wisdom then for him?
Nope, I'm good.
Sounds good. So I think we have one more game this week. So folks, we'll see you at that one in just a day or two. But for right now, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Ranru. Take it easy.